All right. BP Hero Podcast, Season 8, Episode number 7. Kind of, sort of, maybe, but not really. I don't know. It's been a while. The wheels on the wagon are wobbly. I kind of got out of the habit of doing this thing again. But we're here. We're going to get back on the wagon because it was just like starting it back up again. You got to do it or you'll never do it. So, we're here. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Checking in, hanging out. There's Jason. What's up, buddy? Oh, my gosh. Talk about things I need to do. That's going in the mail tomorrow, pal. If you still need it. I'm been just a disaster lately. Been kind of out of the groove of podcasting and everything. And what's up, Q? How you doing? Been kind of out of the groove of podcasting and everything, and I was like, man, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And Bob Russell, what's up, pal? So I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit, but we got to get back on. We got to get back on, or we will never be on. And kind of, if we grind and get after it, we'll still make our 20 videos a month for the month. Setting that goal and kind of pushing for that content seems to really help the channel. And I will say that the shorts have helped the channel as much as I hate to admit that. What's up, Eric? How you doing, buddy? You sent me a message too. Man, I'm falling apart. Bob Russell's here. Can't believe I forgot this. Here. I'm a child. Then so I've been putting off buying a webcam for, probably 2 years. Putting it off until finally it's time. So I went to fire this up tonight. I don't use the webcam. Other than for that, I don't use the webcam. Like even when I stream video games on the other channel, the seldom occasion I do that anymore. I usually just, play the game without the webcam, but went to use it tonight and it was not working. I've been eyeballing one at Best Buy, and I guess I'm just going to have to suck it up and pull the trigger. I've been kind of eyeballing around for some laptops. I got a laptop I keep on standby just for kind of editing on the go, or honestly stuff to use around the house so I don't feel so glued to my desk. Sometimes I had that laptop and it wasn't the best. It wasn't the greatest. It was a cheap laptop I got 4 or 5 years ago. It's decent for just doing my general editing and stuff on, just so I can get away from the desk for a little bit. So it ended up breaking. But trust me when I say I got my money's worth out of that thing. But we need another one. So I've been kind of rat holing some money, trying to get that going again. But apparently we're going to have to put a webcam at the top of the list instead. Bobby says, need to get you one. Somebody needs to get me one. I'm just going to suck it up and go to Best Buy tomorrow, I think. Webcam sponsored by Evil Sports. Yeah, that's that'd be something. When I could put it bang right across there. So any topics, anything like that you guys want covered, we can talk about it tonight. I know it's been a minute since we've had the podcast. If you guys got questions or something you want to hear a little bit more about, or something you want me to elaborate on you've seen on the channel here lately, just drop it in the comments down below here and we can definitely get to it. Just use my drone. That wasn't my drone. That was William's drone, as a matter of fact. But I will say, so speaking of the drone makes me think of William, talking about the senior reviews. I don't know. I guess I just didn't realize how many of us are kind of at the point that we can swing senior bats. We're kind of getting into the senior bats and that kind of thing. But the senior bats have done really well on the channel. I've had a lot of really good support from you guys. Eric's been an all-star, sending out stuff as usual. and getting some seniors from some other places as well. I got one of the one of the new anonymous bats that I'm going to be swinging here soon. Next time I go out, that's going to be on the priority list, as well as a DeMarini that Eric has sent us. I went to go leave the other day. I'd planned on hitting that night and walked out the door to rain. Go figure, right? But we're going to get it done. We will. I think the plan is to probably try and hit on Sunday, and I'm going to get the anonymous done because that's kind of at the top of the priority list. Chris is my guy. I got to take care of Chris. And then we'll do the senior that Eric sent out as well. Bobby says he has an OG Anaconda senior. Yeah. See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it's because it's new or if I've actually got that many people on the channel that watch senior reviews, but I mean, I feel like there's been a certain point where I've almost done more senior reviews than I have anything else. And don't get me wrong, it's fun. I like swinging them. So I ain't too mad about it, but it's also a nice change of pace. Like I still do enjoy doing the ASA reviews and, beating the dead horse here, but I think the pure ASA tech is the way to go. You got your pure Evil, you got your pure Hellfire, you got the Sidewinder, which is no longer available, but you also got the Skybolt, and you got a few other options as well as the rerun of the Jericho that is available on Headbanger Sports right now. So if you did miss out on the Jericho the first time and you want one this time, hit me up. We can get you going with one of those. So it's not that I don't mind the ASA stuff. It's just I don't feel like it does a lot for the channel. Like, it just doesn't get the views and I won't say the traffic, but definitely not the views that I wish that it would. So it's just a hard push for me, and it seems like I get a lot more engagement and a lot more reaction to the senior stuff. So that's probably kind of what we're going with from now. It's not saying I'm done with ASA altogether, and it's not I'm gonna like pick and choose and this and that. Like, if something good ASA comes out, then I'll probably try and get some action in with one. There's a pretty decent chance it'll be a pure whatever it is, and I'm sorry for that, but that's just the way it's going to be. Taking back recommendations here as well. So let's talk. So Tony wants to talk about Home Runs for Heroes. Yes, Home Runs for Heroes is next weekend. Really looking forward to that. Got us a little gang going. Tony, I assume you'll be there. Got the squad out there. We're gonna be carrying 12 guys this year. Gonna have a really good time. We're gonna have a lot of hitters. Defense will be what makes or breaks us. We're gonna have a lot of hitters. We're gonna have a good time. Home Runs for Heroes is easily my favorite tournament of the year. Always a great environment. Always a good cause. Very well ran. For as big as that tournament is, I hats off to those guys for doing an excellent job running that thing every year. It's really cool to see that the tournament started out as, I don't even remember. I think the first year was like 8 or 11 teams or something like that. And the last couple of years, we've been well over 100. I think one year we even got close to 200 combined with all of the men's divisions and then all of the women's and co-ed divisions as well. So it's just wild. It's wild how it's grown. It's still unsanctioned as well, which I think is something that's kind of good. In terms of a tournament like that, usually you would want the sanction to kind of help regulate rosters and things like that. And there definitely needs to be something a little bit more maybe addressed there to handle the rosters. But I'll stay in my lane because it's not my tournament and it still ran really well. Hayden wants to go to Home Runs for Heroes. So let's go. But I do think that there's, like I said, something to be done to kind of help manage the roster situation a little better, but I'll stay in my own lane on that. But the fact that it's not sanctioned to me means a lot because it's not. I'm going to sound like a boomer here, but it's not money going to the man. It's not money going to a sanctioning body. Like, they don't need the help of a sanctioning body. The only thing that tournament needs help with, they don't need help with promotion. They don't need help with organization. They don't need help with anything. And I wouldn't even say they need help with the rosters, but just some way to regulate rosters would be the only thing that I feel like would benefit the tournament. So they don't need a sanctioning body dipping in, because I mean, like, if you have a tournament like that, the sanctioning body is going to take their cut, and then they might give something to the Home Runs for Heroes cause. But if they do it the way they're doing it now and the way they've done it for years, is literally every dime of the tournament goes towards the honor flight. And for those of you that don't know, maybe you're unfamiliar with it or haven't heard me talk about it or anything else, it's a fundraiser tournament to get people that haven't been to the Washington Memorial a chance to go. 100% of the funds goes towards the honor flight, and squirrel goes to the honor flight, and it's an awesome cause. They always have the guys come out. They always do a check presentation and all this stuff. It's a vibe. I love it. I'm going to be vlogging for that one just because that's my favorite one of the year. So it's awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. We got an awesome game. We've always had a really good time at that tournament. I don't think there's been one single year that I thought to myself, like, I did not have fun this year. I had fun. And my favorite thing is it's back in Columbia. Not that I didn't mind playing at Binder in Jefferson City, but it originated in Columbia, and two, there's a lot more to do environment-wise in Columbia. So I feel like that's a way better, what do you want to use it? Way better vibe, way better setup, what have you. I understand that there was some stipulations there where they couldn't have it in Columbia for a couple years, but it's back and it's awesome and I love it. So looking forward to that for sure. Bobby, send me a message about your last question, and we can have a quick chat about that via text, maybe tomorrow, something, whatever you want to do. Jason says he gets to help with the Honor Flight Heroes. That's awesome. Speaking of flights and everything, went to an air show last weekend. Not a big aviation guy. It's not that I don't like planes. I just don't have an interest in it. But we went to an air show last weekend. Just something to do, kind of get out of the house. It was free down in Jefferson City. And that was a really good time. It had lots of veterans and stuff. Then they had a Black Hawk helicopter. Dude, that's the first time I've ever seen one of those up close. Just what a monster of a machine. Like you always hear everybody talk about how big they are and this and that. And it wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be, just based on what it makes the movies, like how big the movies make them seem. But it was still just a monstrosity of a machine. Just absolutely humongous. So it was really cool to be able to see that. And my daughter was like, she was not really sure about the helicopters, and they had one of the big, I think it was a B-52 bomber, maybe. One of the big bomber planes there too. She was not having that. She was more about the little Cub planes, like the 1- and 2-seater planes, or you've got they have like 2 in the front, 2 in the back, or you can even have the 1-and-1, whatever it was. She was all about the Cub, like the little Cub planes. She liked those a lot. She sat in a couple of those and was checking out the controls and stuff like that. Had a bounce house. Obviously, they had like an aerial show as well. The aerial show was fun. Had a motorcycle out there racing some Cub planes. It was a good time. Sometimes you can have fun on a weekend without playing softball. You heard it here first. Tony says, get your naps in for this weekend to prepare for no sleep next weekend. Listen, I'm getting sleep next weekend. Okay? I'm not doing the thing where we start beer league on Friday. No, we're doing rec. Hopefully rec doesn't start on Friday. I really, really hope it doesn't start on Friday, because I got people coming in from St. Louis, and I don't care if my entire team stays here. But it's just a kind of a pain for them to have to come up a day early if they don't want to. If they want to, they're more than welcome to stay here. But I hate that for them. Just for, they got kids or whatever else. If they feel like they don't want to come in, they just want to play on Saturday and into Sunday, that's totally cool. So we'll see what happens with it. Hopefully we don't have any Friday games, but if we do, we're going to roll with it. Yeah, Gio. Excuse me. Yeah, that's for real. No sleep till Brooklyn. That's the play. Let's see. So I want to kind of go back here and look and see. Okay, here we go. So, a couple things I want to talk about. Gio talking about home runs for heroes. So, a couple things I want to talk about, just kind of real quick. I'm going to brush over it because I didn't want to talk about it in the video. But if you've seen the Suncoast Ruckus Max 2 video that I posted yesterday, I kind of made a comment in there about it's okay to feel torn on the situation that Suncoast has going on. I'm not going to make it sound like I'm ripping the company. or anything else, but I do feel like that they have very poorly handled the situation. Like, people are still getting warranty returns, but last I knew, they were still getting warranty returns, but the warranty return is kind of a crapshoot from what I understand, as far as like what you will get back. And like, if I understand what's going on here, just in the information that's been leaked, I'm going off of information I've seen with my own two eyes, not hearsay, not he said, not she said, not my buddy said, not my cousin's rep is friends with a dog whose owner used to swing Suncoast on a conference team because his brother, little Jimmy, knew a guy that was on the conference team years ago when it was Adidas. Like, no, we ain't doing that. I'm going with the information that I've seen with my own two eyes. And that is basically that. I think from what I understand, Suncoast is basically waiting to see what is going to happen with this litigation here. So when they did the testing on the bats, Suncoast was present. Suncoast representatives were present for the testing. U-Trip made one decision based on the information that they had, and with the same information that they had, they were sitting right there side by side looking at it with U-Trip. U-Trip made the decision to not allow the bats that are in question to be allowed in play after the retesting. Well, Suncoast felt like, based on the information that they saw and the standards that are held, that the bats should be legal. They didn't understand why U-Trip made the decision to keep them in question, banned, whatever you want to call it, suspended. So they're willing to fight this case. It has gone to a legality standpoint now. There is a suit that has been filed against U-Trip. I've kind of did some nosing through some of the papers and stuff like that. My wife works for a law firm. She kind of helped me decipher a little bit of it as far as like what's what and what to make of it. But essentially, they're, I guess you could say, willing to die on the hill of they feel like the bats should be legal, and they're not ready to address it yet because I'll have to look and see. I think I actually know where that number is. It was just an astronomical amount of money that Suncoast is out. Let's see. Bear with me here. Okay, so Suncoast claims to have lost $3.9 million in sales, and that the rough math equates to about 13,000 bats. So Suncoast claims to have lost $3.9 million in sales because of these bats being suspended. That's a lot of money. That's 13, and just like the math said there, that's almost 13,000 bats. That's a lot of money to eat, a lot of money to deal with. That's enough money that it'll take a company under, because before this ban was put in place, ban, suspension, whatever, I'm going to call it, if I call it a ban or suspension, whatever, because technically I guess it is still a suspension in their eyes. It's a ban in U-Trip's eyes, so don't hold me to one or the other. It's just whatever's going to come out is what I'm going to use, because I made that mistake in the video kind of announcing that the bats had been suspended, that I said ban one time and everybody lost their minds. I'm going to use whatever word I want to use, but just know that Suncoast believes they shouldn't be. U-Trip thinks they should. But you got to stop and think, $3.9 million, that's enough money to take a company under, especially a company that, I won't say that Suncoast isn't big, but it's not Easton. It doesn't have a parent company. You know, it's not like Easton, Mike and Worth, where they're all under their Rawlings. It's not like DeMarini. DeMarini is a gargantuan company. It's not like Louisville. Louisville is a huge company. It's not like it's one of those companies. They're big, yeah, but they're not big enough that they can survive that hit. I have speculation to believe that part of what kind of took combat under years ago was when they had their baseball bats banned and they stood behind the product and they made the situation right. And I feel like that was kind of what kind of did them in. They wanted to make sure the customer was taken care of, and in turn that kind of ended up being what was ultimately their demise. Could be wrong on that. That's my personal opinion. That's facts based on what I know, is that they had baseball bats that got banned. They made the situation right, and it ended up hurting them really bad. So I can understand Suncoast for not wanting to just roll over and die on this matter, because it could be a do or die for their company. They're not huge in the ASA space. You could make the argument that their senior presence in the senior game is even bigger, but they're going to have to sell a lot of senior bats to offset $3.9 million. And I feel like the profit margins on a U-Trip bat is probably better. Could be wrong on that, because you got to factor in returns somewhere. But regardless, I can understand that they want to fight it, but they need to be willing to help the people that want to be helped. Hey, I don't want this thing anymore. What can you do for me? I can do this, this, or this for you. They're not willing to do anything. They're not willing to do anything to fix the matter or even offer a solution. Or I won't even say buy the bat back, because that's like me going to the Chevy dealership, buying a brand new Chevrolet off the lot here in town, and then expecting General Motors to give me my money back if I don't like the car. Because you got to think, it's got to go through a retailer. I understand that it's their problem and they need to find a way to fix it, but buying all the bats back just doesn't make sense. Because, I mean, honestly, think about it. They didn't sell the bat to the retailer for $300. They sold it to him for cheaper. Well, you're going to expect all your money back. So then that's an even bigger blow that they have to take if they buy all the bats back. But they should at least be willing to swap out the bats with something that's legal, something that's a one piece, or say, hey, whatever happens here, we can get you taken care of. If you want to wait, that's cool. I understand. They got to do something, but they're not doing anything, and it kind of sucks. So, like, kind of what I was referencing in my video was the fact that, you know, I don't blame you for not wanting to buy a brand new Suncoast, and I was telling somebody this earlier. If I wanted to swing a Suncoast right now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to buy a new one. I'm going to buy something used, and I'm going to buy no return, because they're not going to back me up on my product, whatever I buy. So I don't need it to be new, because I don't need a return, because it's not like they're going to give me one. Who knows if they will or not. Or, you know, if something goes wrong with it, or if it gets banned, they're not going to do anything about it. You know, if you buy a one-piece bat or even any of the two-piece bats that have been released, they're not going to do anything about those either if they end up getting banned or suspended or whatever. So one-piece secondhand is my suggestion for Suncoast right now, unless you have to have one, like I said, because the Ruckus Max 2 was nice. It was definitely nicer than the Competitive Edge 2 that came out. That thing was sugarcoating to saying it was a turd sandwich. I don't know how else to put it, but it sure was, until you got just a crap ton of swings on it. But this thing was as good as that bat. You would be naive to say that the bat wasn't good once it got a crap ton of swings on it, but it was also failing compression. So this bat was that good, but still testing at 270. Whatever they did different between that model and this model, couldn't tell you. Don't care. Like I said in the video, you won't get a straight answer. You could ask a question to 100 different times. You might get 100 different answers. But facts are facts, and the fact is they're good. They're back. Because I'm telling you, I was telling nobody to buy Suncoast just based on the Competitive Edge 2. But I feel like it's in a decent spot to buy again if you like Suncoast, you want to swing Suncoast. I even told Brian, because Brian was a big Suncoast guy, they're back. They're for real. They ain't messing around. So that's kind of my thoughts and reservations on the Suncoast deal. If you got to have one, buy a one piece, because they have not been in question at all, and buy used, because who knows what kind of support you're going to get. One, if you need a warranty return, and two, if something does happen to it, they're not going to back it up. They're not going to stand behind their product at all. And that's kind of another thing, too, that is a gray area, because you used your bat. So Suncoast, in my eyes, if you've used your bat before it got banned, yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow. But if you used it before it got banned, then I kind of feel like they're off the hook on that deal. All this brand new stuff that's just sitting new in the wrapper, whether it be people stockpiling bats or bought one and then it got banned or didn't get a chance to use it, whatever else, or even retailers sitting on bats. Like, that's a different deal. If it's new, yeah, stand behind it. You clearly didn't get a chance to use it. But when it comes to something that you did get to use, say you got dude, honestly, I'm going to be honest. Even if you put 10 freaking swings on it, you used it. Sucks, but you did. So I feel like that the consumer that has used their product, I could make the argument that, like, just tough crap on that. But if it's still in the wrapper, you didn't get a chance to use it, they should do something about that. Catching up with comments here real quick. Jason says their ASA Backlash is actually a really good bat. Yeah, for sure. The Backlash bats, their Suncoast ASA stuff, I've swung a couple of them. They're nice. They're good bats. But they don't hold enough of a spot in the ASA space that sales is going to be enough to impact their company to benefit them. Say they decide to just eat the money on everything. Let's see. Should have made it right. Yeah, Chris says they should have made this right so long ago. I completely agree. Gio wants to know what was the catalyst that got them to get banned in your AAA. That's a gray area for me. I can't speak on that for sure. The interesting thing to me about this whole situation, I've mentioned this a couple times, is the fact that the handle is what's been in question between the Junos and the Suncoast. The handle is what's been in question. But how is it that the handle is what's in question when the barrel is the performance factor? I understand that the stiffness of the handle and the rigidity or whatever else you have, it can affect how the barrel breaks down. I'm fully aware of that. And I'm just spitting facts here, and I'm not throwing shade at the company. But you're going to sit here and tell me that a Suncoast that gets down to 200, 220-ish after, 100 swings, 200 swings, whatever, and kind of hangs there, is going to stay banned, but a Juno that you can peel the wrapper off of, breathe on it, and it's testing 160 and then lives there for 1,000 swings getting passed around by a conference team, you're going to tell me that bat gets to stay? You're going to tell me that bat gets to stay, no matter the handle, that barrel gets to stay in play, approved in play. But we're worried about what handle Suncoast is using? Like, that's why it's really unclear to me what's going on here. Clearly, it's got something to do with the handle and the performance of the bat and whatever else. But how are we not looking at the barrel as well? Because the Junos, they get down to 160 and just hang there, because it's a thing. That's what Junos do. Not the new ones. The newer ones have revised technology that they are not doing that anymore. And I don't know. I do believe Juno has two different technologies. Could be wrong on that. I'm not really knowledgeable on the Junos. But like some of the older stuff, I can't. The clutch apparel, Juno is one of those. The one that Brian was swinging, the white handle, blue barrel. Like I said, I don't know what they all are, because there's a bunch of them and I can't keep track of them. But to me, it's just absolutely wild that bat gets to stay. But even making the argument for Suncoast handles aside, their barrels stay higher in compression. Yes, they still fail. They stay higher in compression. And it's wild to me. If you've hit one of those Junos when they get like that, it's damn near like hitting a senior bat. how does that bat stay? I don't understand what's going on here. So I can see where, one, Suncoast is definitely taking exception to the fact that that happened. Because it's kind of like, yo, what the hell? And then second of all, what about all these other companies that choose not to do that? I understand this is just kind of like the, never mind. I'm not going to dive down that rabbit hole. Other companies not choosing to do that is their prerogative, but they choose not to do that because they don't want to get themselves in trouble. Maybe Juno's willing to take the risk. I don't know. But to me, it just doesn't make sense. It does not make sense to me that the Junos stay in play, but somehow Suncoast gets the black eye out of the deal. Gio wants to know, can you use them in other organizations? Oh, crap, I lost my spot. Such as One Nation and NSA. I do believe One Nation ended up banning them as well. Could be wrong, and I do believe NSA did too. I think they were later to the party than U-Trip was. Okay, so it was WSL. Jason says it was WSL. But I'll have to look that up. I want to say that, excuse me, give me just a second. Okay, we're back. So I do want to say that One Nation and NSA might have banned them as well. Could be wrong on that. Okay, Jason says that NSA is still good to go. See, there you go. Jason says that Onyx was cleared, so we wouldn't say it's the big three that caused it. Oh, hang on, sorry. I skipped ahead here. So D. Halleck, I know you love the One Piece Ruckus. I even bought one. Honestly, it felt like a log. The sweet spot was super small. Planning to sell it. I appreciate your review, though. Oh, you 400 CAD. Nah, no shot. I can definitely see where you say the sweet spot is small. Because it might not be as forgiving as some other one-piece bats. Definitely not as much as the two-piece bats. But for someone that can, I won't say live on a sweet spot like I'm some kind of like crazy ball striker, but I can live on a sweet spot enough that I love the one-piece Suncoast. Okay? I love it. Yes, it's a little on the stiffer side. It's not like an OG Integrity. The OG Integrity were just butter soft. I just love that bat. If they made more of those, oh man, I'm telling you. Gio says, was it a political style witch hunt? Is that Worth and Mike and Easton, so basically the Rawlings group, pretty much ran the table in the U-Trip market and sponsorship dollars. Everybody claims money, money, money. I don't think that's what happened. Can't tell you for sure. But I don't feel like that's what happened. I don't even I think somebody blew a whistle, but I don't think it was the big three. Don't know who. Not going to act like I know who, but I don't feel like it was the big three. And maybe it was. Maybe it was everybody else blowing the whistle. But why are we blowing a whistle about a handle? Again, not to beat the horse to death here, but why are we blowing a whistle on a handle when we should be looking at Juno? I'd have a bigger problem with Juno's barrel over Suncoast's handle. Just spitting facts. Jonathan says we used Suncoast at NSA State and we used the band Suncoast at NSA State and they're allowed at Nationals. Okay, yeah. So apparently I'm wrong. Go figure. Gio says Juno Senior bats are fire. Never swung Juno Senior. Huh. D. Halleck wants to know, not related, but does anyone hit a ball harder than Bradley Jones? He's ridiculous. That is related because this is a softball podcast, and I'm not sure that anybody hits a ball harder than Bradley Jones. I can tell you one thing for sure is Josh Riley is a cheat code. But yeah, Bradley Jones absolutely mashes the ball. And one thing I've noticed too, we'll kind of lump into the conference stuff for a few minutes here. I don't have a ton of time tonight, but I had to get back on the grind of the podcast. I know I've been doing it Mondays at 9 o'clock, and it's Thursday at 9:15, whatever. But I had to get something out, and I also need to, before I dive in on this road here, I just want to address, if you are following the podcast and we're getting it on Apple and Spotify, I just realized tonight that I'm having some issues with Spotify. I'm sorry, I'm having some issues with Podbean, which is what I upload to, and then from there it gets distributed to Spotify and Apple. Did not realize that they weren't discoverable once I get them on Podbean. I've been doing every show, and for whatever reason they're not discoverable. I think I figured out what's going on, but I'll have to redo everything. And then Apple, I guess I just lost my validation, certification, whatever the hell you want to call it for Apple's podcast. So I'll have to resubmit that. I had no idea they weren't going to Apple because I had it selected to go to Apple. So I'm not really sure what happened there, but I need to address that. I just realized that tonight. If you guys ever see some weird stuff like that, be sure and bring it up. I don't mind at all. I don't mind you guys pointing that stuff out. You're not calling me out. You're not telling me I'm doing a shitty job. Like, I appreciate the feedback and letting me know something's going on. Kind of like the poll that I ran where I was talking about the website redirect, basically. So if you go to a web browser and type in thebphero.com, for years and years, it has just redirected you straight to the YouTube page. If you were to type in YouTube and then search the BP Hero and then click on my channel, typing in the bphero.com will do that for you. It just takes you straight to the YouTube channel. And, excuse me, that has ran out. I could get it taken care of. Probably wouldn't cost me much, if anything at all, to get it taken care of because of the way it's set up with someone. But it's just the fact that if it's not worth hassling with, I'm probably not going to. But I will say I'm going to have to do a rebranding because all the hats, and I've even made a handful of shirts and everything else that say the bphero.com on them. Well, I'm going to have to come up with some different artwork and that kind of thing and kind of quit pushing the bphero.com stuff because it's not going to work. It doesn't take you anywhere now. So I got a few options there. The domain is now open again. I guess I could even start my own website technically and just make a blog page or do what the hell ever. I don't know. But I didn't realize that wasn't working either because looking at the podcasting tonight and then the bphero.com thing last night, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I'm falling apart. I got, you know what? I'm not going to bring that up. Working with bat companies can be frustrating sometimes. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, back to the Bradley Jones thing. Yeah, dude absolutely mashes the ball. Watching Josh Riley hit it is even more impressive to me. I'm kind of getting to the point in my softball life / career here that I find it almost more enjoyable to be the control guy. Yes, obviously we know that because I've been swinging a balanced bat and everything else. But I almost find it more satisfying to not necessarily hit a blade of grass, but just be just a pest. Just be hard to get out. Use some control. And it's not all about hitting the ball as hard as you can or hitting the ball, every ball harder than the last one. You still need to swing hard in case you hit it. But it's okay to control where it goes too. So to me, like, yes, I mean, do not misunderstand me. I'm not saying that what Bradley Jones is doing is not impressive because Lord have mercy it is. But watching guys like Josh Riley just be surgical and still just be able to dial up whatever you want all the time is wild. It's extremely impressive. And his bat is really good, so that helps. The Freak 9R is still, I feel like, the most slept on bat this year. For what reason, I can't understand. They've been... I can't give out a price, but I can tell you that they're under $200 to your door if you were to get one from me tonight. And before I swung the one-piece tantrum, it could make an argument for being one of the best bats this year. I 100% without a doubt feel like right now that is the best bang for the buck on the market right now is the Josh Riley Freak 9R. Literally the best bat you can spend $200 on right now. They're $199 retail on Headbanger's website, and even cheaper if you hit your boy up. That's just an insane deal on an insane bat. And they're still available, as far as I know. We can look and see while we're sitting here. They should still be available in all weights. I can have an answer for you on that in just a second here. Maybe. They might finally be... Okay, they're finally out of 25s. So they're finally out of 25s. They still have 26s and 27s. And I'm telling you, absolute powerhouse of a bat. If you're in the market looking to spend some money, trying to pick up something cheap, balling on a budget, or you just want a new bat and you want a really good bat, cost not being a factor, because it doesn't matter. I can tell you, you're going to spend close to $300 on a bat and get the same performance as this Josh Riley just because it's that good. And they're on sale right now, and the price is just ridiculous. And I can't believe that more people aren't swinging them. Yeah, I feel like it's an extremely slept on bat, especially for the price point. Jason says, list my top 10 bats on that page. Come on, Ricky. What do you, so help me out here. I don't know what I was blabbing on about. You tell me to list what top 10 bats are on the page, and I'll probably not appease you, but I'll try. When is that 2008 black and yellow bat making an appearance? It's going to be soon. I'm about ready to quit being a girl about it. Yeah, Gio, I've been swinging a bounce bat for a while, and it's something new. I started playing a bunch of, I shouldn't say a bunch of games, but I was playing pretty steady and made the switch, and then just kind of play dried up for me. League got over. Didn't play any summer leagues. Only played a couple of tournaments, so it's still in the experiment phase. I still swing in a BP and stuff like that, but I'm definitely enjoying what it's doing for me. I will definitely admit that I have lost some distance, but my ball striking consistency has gone through the roof, and I feel like I'm personally in this situation where I need to be able to control the ball a little better. Because, I mean, part of softball sometimes is being real with yourself. And being real with yourself is understanding that I am a double play waiting to happen. So I need to do what I can to stay out of a double play. So the bounce bat's going to help me out in that regard of being able to kind of navigate the field a little better, keep the ball off the ground when I need to. But the thing about the balanced Louisville is I can still... Squirrel, sorry, God, I kind of looking at the chat. The thing about the bounce bat is this balanced Louisville, I'm swinging the Ironman 2.0, is that I can still dial up good enough distance to get me out of the park. If I were to take that exact bat and put a half ounce or a full ounce of end load in it, which is what I would normally swing, I would definitely gain 20 to 30 feet, but I can still easily dial up enough to get out of any ballpark that I play in with that Ironman 2.0. It's kind of crazy to me how a balance bat can have that much distance, but it does, and it works, so I use it. Very happy with it so far. I don't know if it'll stick, but, we'll see. What's my thoughts on the Pure Evil? That's my ASA gamer. Gas. Pure's ASA stuff is freaking awesome. I love it. Poke JJ says a few people reviewing the 245 Flex One Piece, and they're saying it's almost as good as the One Piece Tantrum. Yeah, so I'm been doing a little snooping around trying to get my hands on one of those, just so we can kind of see what the hype is about. Hell, it might be the same bat. I don't know. But I can tell you that again, I'm not beating the Juno thing to death tonight. I'm really not trying to drag Juno through the mud tonight. It just keeps kind of coming up. But if those Junos are legal, then that One Piece tantrum should be legal. But if the Junos get banned, that One Piece tantrum needs to go. It's like comparable to that level. Oh, okay. Jason says the webpage I was talking about, putting the best top 10 bats on there. Yeah, okay. And you even made the suggestion a while back that I need to like keep a running list going. I should definitely do that because I will always talk softball with whoever wants to talk softball. But sometimes answering the same question over and over again in the comments just feels redundant. You know? And especially when it comes to everybody asking about the One Piece tantrum. I can't post a bat without someone asking me if it's as good as the One Piece tantrum. And I'm just going to say it. Performance-wise, the One Piece tantrum wasn't something that was like, oh my gosh, this is the hottest bat I've ever swung. The One Piece tantrum was, this is the easiest bat I've ever hit. The performance was definitely top-notch, top-tier, as good as you can get for a 240, but nothing like next level. What was next level is I could have tried to hit a ball with a knob and still hit a ball out. The sweet spot on that thing was just unmatched. I have not hit a 240 bat, let alone a 220 bat that has been that forgiving. It was almost like like One Piece Adidas, OG Adidas Ruckus. Was it Ruckus? No, Melee. One Piece Adidas Melee, like type of forgiving. Just touch it. Jason says I heard a rumor that I... Okay, I'm trying to translate what you're trying to say here, Jason. Jason B. So I heard a rumor that I started that you made baseball bat bros quit doing softball bat reviews. Is this true? I don't know. Not at all. I've never heard that in my life. Nobody's ever came to me with it. If you've got screenshots of people saying that, I would like to address that. I don't care who does bat reviews. Like that honestly kind of irks me if that's actually a thing. Because I've talked to Will 2 or 3 times back when he was still easy to access. He's a pretty busy dude, so last couple of times I tried talking. I shouldn't say last couple of times. Last time I tried talking to him, his communication was kind of spotty, but it was honestly just about something that wasn't really all that relevant. So it probably wasn't up there on his priority list, and he's a busy dude, and he's not saying this, and he doesn't give the vibe, but if I'm him and I'm in his shoes, man, I ain't got time for some slow pitch turd. You know, he's 100% in the baseball bat game. He might get back into slow pitch reviews eventually, just for something to do, but I think he is 1,000% bought in on the baseball train. I would be surprised to see him post another slow pitch video ever again. What he has on there will do well for a very long time, but if you followed his channel at all or seen him on social media or anything, you would understand that softball is not anywhere on his radar right now. But me telling him to quit doing bat reviews, that's okay. Jason says I was pulling your chain. Well, I'm telling you what, I was about to lose it. I don't care who does bat reviews. Gio says balance bats are good for singles, doubles placement. Singles, doubles placement, whatever. Like I don't think I'm gonna hit a single this time up. I'm just trying to hit a ball hard somewhere. It gives me more control to be able to hit a ball hard. I don't have a problem. Not to sound full of myself, but like I don't have a problem hitting the ball hard. I have trouble controlling the ball. If I could still hit a ball hard and control it better, why wouldn't I? Because I feel like once you get to a certain level of hitter, the hitter can adjust and use and be good with whatever they want. They might be better with certain things, but when you get to a certain level of hitter, it doesn't matter what the hitter is swinging. But like somebody, I was having this conversation with someone the other night, but to somebody that's like still looking to get that extra last little bit of distance, you're still looking to hit the ball a little bit harder, or trying to swing for a little bit more home run power, which you have to still swing an end load. I still think end load is the ride or die. Like if you're mid D-ish or lower, then and you're trying to hit a ball hard, you should be swinging an end load. Absolutely no question about it in my mind. D-ish, mid tier D or lower, you should be swinging an end load if you're looking to hit a ball hard at all. If you do not care about ever sniffing the fence, if you don't go up there and think to yourself like, all right, got to hit this one hard. If you're just looking to go line to line and do not care if you ball even rolls to the fence, yeah, swing a bounce bat. But other than that, I 100% think that an end load should be a play. What's up, Adam? How you doing, buddy? See you, Jason. Good luck out there, buddy. Let me know how you guys do. I'll get that in the mail tomorrow. Fat guy BP in the chat. How you doing, buddy? Wrapping things up here if anybody's got anything else. Before we go, just touching again on the conferencing, because I didn't finish what I was saying earlier. So it does seem to me that a lot more people are kind of going to the cut swing. I was getting ready to touch on that because, obviously Bradley Jones hits the freaking tar out of the ball. But his signature thing lately has been cutting the ball. But if you look and kind of pay attention, more and more guys are starting to cut the ball. And I'm not talking like a little bit of backspin. I'm talking like cutting the piss out of the ball. So it's almost like it's the new wave, right? I don't think it's like a vanity thing. I think it's just their way to get the ball and bat to do what they want it to do. And they figured out maybe a cut swing is more consistent. I don't really know. I don't know the science behind that to know why more guys are cutting the ball, but damn near everywhere you look, everybody's just hitting the lasers. Like there's guys now that are hitting balls that's like, I'll even say 5 years ago, definitely 10 years ago, you see somebody hit that ball and his name is on a bat tomorrow. Just because, whoa. But now these days, everybody cuts the ball. Watching some of DW's clips and some of the stuff that guys cut, like there was a dude I saw hit a ball that, I'm not kidding you, like the pitcher could have probably stuck his glove up and got it. And the center fielder caught it at his ankles. Like, what the hell? Yeah, I don't have a webcam going. You can come in here. What are you doing?
Trying to find stuff that I lost.
Oh. Your mind? Good luck. She's going to kill me. Nice knowing you guys. But yeah, I think the cutting the ball is definitely the big thing in the conference right now. Why is it? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Obviously, there's a reason why. I would say it has to do with trying to get it somewhere you want it to be and fast enough that nobody can get in the way of it. And nobody wants to get in the way of it. But I could be wrong. Who knows? What's up? Oh, yeah. Emily was admiring my picture for my picture for the night. Yeah, definitely can't quit the day job anytime soon. Yeah, Adam, I agree though. I do definitely think it's because of the 240 bats and balls. Like the 240 bats are still good. Obviously, we've kind of beat on that tonight, but 240 bats are good. Are they 220-ish? No. And the other silly thing to me is like they're like the hardcore is a thing. We went through all this work and all this hassle and all this inconvenience of making sure that we've got a safer bat, really, right? Because that was my thing with agreeing with the 240 change. I think I was one of the few that had the opinion that the 240 is a good thing for the game. But now we've toned the bat down and just gone to absolute golf balls. Let everybody hit hardcores again. The hardcores are back. Hardcore is basically a multi-layer ball. For those that don't remember, like if you go find a hardcore, it's squishy. It's got a soft feel to it, and that technology that is used in the multi-layer ball is I mean, whoa. If you haven't hit a hardcore yet, you need to go hit one. But every ball used to be like that. They used to have Thunder Advances. There was microcell evils. The microcell evils, in my opinion, were the play, and that's not even like Mr. Evil here. But between the big squishy cover, the microcell technology, and then the big seams, I feel like the big seams are what made the difference. Why I preferred the evils over the Thunder Advances. And don't get me wrong, the Thunder Advances were ridiculous too. But everybody had a multi-layer ball, and it was just wild. But then the multi-layer ball slowly got phased out, just like the 220 bats have been phased out of everywhere. Well, now that we've gone to a safer bat, now let's just throw the hard ball back in. Perfect sense, right? No, not really. Very critical of everyone tonight. Like I've never done anything wrong in my life, like draw a picture on a webcam instead of figure out a solution to the problem. So that's all I got for you tonight. One last chance to squeeze in some topics here in the chat before we call it a night. Going to be a decent bit of senior content coming on the channel here pretty soon, just because that's kind of what's showing up at the door right now. I kind of told myself this year I was just going to focus on reviewing what shows up at the door and not so much hassle myself with trying to get every new, latest, and greatest bat. So that's been kind of a nice change of pace, and just right now with what's going on, it's going to be a lot of senior stuff. Looking around here, trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. It's been a minute since we podcasted because I got to get back on the wagon. Oh, yes, one thing. So let's talk about real quick the discount code and link in the description down below. Used to have those in the videos. Used to have the discount code in the video, and quit using it. Took it out. I would rather have people reach out to me. But the more time has gone on, I've kind of realized like maybe people don't want to go through a third person or don't want to go through a second person. They don't want to go through me to get a product. So the discount code is back. The discount code is back on the channel. Works at headbangersports.com. Now, what it works on is going to be kind of subjective. It's going to be on eligible products. And when inventory gets low, the discount code will be activated on those. And it's just HB trying to optimize their dollar, right? So if the discount code does not work on whatever product you're looking at, just reach out to me and I can still get you a better deal. Just the discount code is just going to be deactivated essentially for stuff that's going to get to a certain quantity level or certain releases. Like the discount code doesn't work on the one-piece Vice that just got released. It won't work on those, but I can save you money on those if you do want to get one. But the discount code is back, and there's also a link as well if you don't even want to mess with the discount code, or it might be something the discount code can't save you money on. Then you can still use the link, and I won't say credit for the sale, but it's still, there's acknowledgement that I facilitated the sale. I guess in theory, yeah, I guess you could say that's credit for the sale. Very minimal kickback on that stuff, but it's just the idea that it's just their way of knowing that you found the product because of me and you're using my link, which I greatly appreciate because it kind of lets them know, like, hey, we're doing good around here. We're doing good. We're spreading the word, right? So that stuff is back there, and like I said, it's I can still save you money on stuff direct if you come to me directly. The discount code will work on some stuff, not everything. If it doesn't work, hit me up. Link is in the description down below. I even believe you can double up and use not that the link saves you money, but you can use the link and even use a discount code on something it would work on. It's whatever you want to do, but either way, it's just kind of HB's way of knowing, like, hey, we appreciate it. Are we doing good? Yeah, we're doing good. This woman behind me here, Peanut Gallery. Yeah. I'm doing the thing? Well, yeah, because I'm trying to finish up here. This woman, I swear. All right, well, that's going to be it for the podcast. Kids and coaches. BP Hero Podcast Season 8, Episode number 7. The wagon wheels are wobbly, but we're riding again. So thanks for stopping in and checking it out. We're going to try to get back on the Monday schedule. We'll see what happens with it. Not going to make any promises because that's bowling night. But I'd like to switch to another night. We'll figure out a night and make it work. That's it for now, though. Swing on in case you hit it. BP Hero. Catch you next time.